open, young nigga, be cautious. Don't trust these slime, my whole brush the dirt up off you. I brush the dirt up off me and kept walking. I keep my business to myself because the streets talking. I'm on my P's and Q's while you niggas sleepwalking. Keep sleepwalking. Black hole
streets ain't just talking. Niggas is whispering with bait like a fisherman. Fam steady listening. They reeling in my niggas. Get them trapped, cat, they pillin' them. Fit the profile of your skin's tinted with melanin. My men's have been telling them. Niggas ain't listening. Take the pot you pissing in. Niggas get the missing when they cuffing up your wristin' in. Ship you off the prison in a hole like a pigeon in. Ain't nobody visiting. Living like some midgets in. Many men are feminine. Switching like some women in. Fuck if I'm offending them. No time to be PC. The game's getting greasy. Cause every time I look, they endangering my species. Man, I'm fighting like Creasy. Problem for the opposition. I mastered the art. I'm stomping out the competition. My name ain't Joe, but I got a proposition. If you game to go, no way that they can stop the mission.
A different me, the same you. Things gon' stay the same, things will change. Don't hate me, nigga, hate the game. The key to a man is trying to change. A different me, the same you. Things gon' stay the same, things will change. Don't hate me, nigga, hate the game. The key to a
Come on in, we're gonna get started in a minute. Just trying to see if anybody else gonna tune in while I'm
things gon' stay the same, things will change. Hate me, nigga, hate the game. The key to a man is trying to change. A different me, the same you. Things gon' stay the same, things will change. Hate me, nigga, hate the game. The key to a man is trying to change. Oh, so-called friends, I don't need you. Some love me, some hate me, so I'm even. Hate all you want is fuck a bitch, I'm breathing. Better days not far away, I believe it. Looking in the mirror, staring at the man in it. Black shades tinted, her new vision. Staring at the world from a different angle. Positive attitude, but I'm still gangster, grown man shit. I hope you catch the hint. Selling drugs don't make you a man, but it can make you rich. Toting your guts, wearing your heart, but you're only a bitch. Take time and think, damn, sizzle making sense. I'ma build a fence to keep old niggas from around me. OGs taught me to walk softly. Keep your eyes open, young nigga, be cautious. Don't trust these slime, my whole brush the dirt up off you. I brush the dirt up off me and kept walking. I keep my business to myself because the streets talking. I'm on my P's and Q's while you niggas sleepwalking. Keep sleepwalking. Black coffee
streets ain't just talking. Niggas is whispering with bait like a fisherman. Fam steady listening. They reeling in my niggas. Get them trapped, cat, they pillin' them. Fit the profile of your skin's tinted with melanin. My men's have been telling them. Niggas ain't listening. Take the pot you pissing in. Niggas get the missing when they cuffing up your wristin' in. Ship you off the prison in a hole like a pigeon in. Ain't nobody visiting. Living like some midgets in. Many men are feminine. Switching like some women in. Fuck if I'm offending them. No time to be PC. The game's getting greasy. Cause every time I look, they endangering my species. Man, I'm fighting like Creasy. Problem for the opposition. I mastered the art. I'm stomping out the competition. My name ain't Joe, but I got a proposition. If you game to go, no way that they can stop the mission.
A different me, the same you. Things gon' stay the same, things will change. Don't hate me, nigga, hate the game. The key to a man is trying to change. A different me, the same you. Things gon' stay the same, things will change. Don't hate me, nigga, hate the game. The key to a man is trying different me, the same you. Things gon' stay the same, things will change. Don't hate me, nigga, hate the game. The key to a man is trying to change. A different me, the same you. Things gon' stay the same, things will change. Don't hate me, nigga, hate the game. The key to a man is trying to change. Oh, so-called friends, I don't need you. Some love me, some hate me, so I'm even. Hate all you want is fuck a bitch, I'm breathing. Better days not far away, I believe it. Looking in the mirror, staring at the man in it. Black shades tinted, a new vision. Staring at the world from a different angle. Positive attitude, but I'm still gangster. Grown man shit, I hope you catch the hint. Selling drugs don't make you a man, but it can make you rich. Toting your guns, wearing your heart, but you're only a bitch. Take time and think, damn, sizzle making sense. I'ma build a fence to keep old niggas from around me. OGs taught me to walk softly. Keep your eyes open, young nigga, be cautious. Don't trust these slimy hoes, brush the dirt up off you. I brush the dirt up off me and kept walking. I keep my business to myself because the streets talking. I'm on my P's and Q's while you niggas sleepwalking. Keep sleepwalking. Black coffee.
Streets ain't just talking, niggas is whispering. We're bait like a fisherman, fast steady listening. They reeling in my niggas, get them trapped, cat they pillin' them. Fit the profile of your skin's tinted with melanin. My men's have been telling them, niggas ain't listening. Take the pot you pissin' in, niggas get the missing when they cuffin' up your wristin' in. Ship you off the prison in a hole like a pigeon in. Ain't nobody visiting, living like some midgets in. Many men are feminine, switching like some women in. Fuck if I'm offending them, no time to be PC, the game's getting greasy. Cause every time I look, they endangering my species. Man, I'm fighting like Creasy. Problem for the opposition. I mastered the art, I'm stomping out the competition. My name ain't Joe, but I got a proposition. If you game to go, where did they can stop the mission?
All right. Let's get it cracking. All right. Well, we don't have anybody in the room right now, but let me go ahead and get started. Been holding off on doing this live for a few days now. Wanted to go live immediately, once the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock slap at the Grammys popped off. I guess that was on Sunday night. But I held off, I was off from work. I was tired. And I really just didn't have, the energy to join the fray. And, my opinion about the whole situation, and we're going to take a look at it, of course. We're definitely going to revisit what everybody is calling a slap heard around the world, which I believe is fake. Hop in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I believe it was fake. And I'll explain, once we take a look at the video. But I named this video to, respect me like you respect them white boys. And, that's a phrase that if you watch Kwame Brown, he uses that. And it's a phrase that resonates with me because I've said pretty much the same thing in times past. I didn't phrase it that way. But I had this, my ex-wife, seems as if, you have a woman, they always second guess you, and you might tell them one thing and they may shrug it off or not really acknowledge it. But that very same thing that you told to them, and some time may pass, or it may be a short while, but nevertheless, they'll come back to me telling me what somebody else said, which was the same thing that I said. And, I would always joke that, if I said something, it was never really true or valid unless a white man has said it also. So, respect me like you respect them white boys definitely resonates with me, because as Black people, we have very little faith in other Black people. We have very little respect for other Black people. We'll readily attack our own on a whim over nothing, for the slightest infraction, perceived infraction, or whatever the case may be. You know, we've seen people in our community hurt, maimed, and killed over little or nothing. You know, slightest disrespect can go from 1 to 10 or 0 to 100 really quickly. And, you know, this is because our position, you know, in underneath the dominant culture, you know, where we constantly been pressed down upon, constantly attacked, constantly maligned. Um, what Yvette Carnell says, they've been bottom casted, and you know that has consequences, not only financially and socially, but it also has you know mental consequences. And you know what we suffer under white supremacy is a mindset where we're pretty much um, hesitant, reluctant, afraid, whatever you want to call it. I say just you know we're afraid to attack the dominant culture in any real way, um, and we take out our frustrations on our own people. And we see that going on all over YouTube, you know, in these YouTube streets. You know, I'm not really seeing. Well, I do see white YouTubers going at each other, but I don't know if it's to the level that I see the black YouTubers go to. Um, you know, especially over petty beefs. You know, this is YouTube beef. But then I see people pulling people's family members involved, you know, into the situation, and you know, all for clicks and likes. And you know, to me, that's just you know a lack of integrity, um, especially if you know the infraction was not really that serious, or if there you know was no infraction at all. You know, some people just do it just because that's the thing to do to get your YouTube numbers up. Um, So when I hear that phrase again, respect me like you respect them white boys, you know, it resonates every time, because every day there's an example of you know black people disrespecting other black people for really no reason at all. You know, daily interactions with strangers, customer service situations. You know, I sometimes feel a lot of tension dealing with my people, and you know, it really shouldn't be that way. But I understand, I understand why it is that way. And so yeah, at this point, the situation with Will Smith, Chris Rock, it is what it is. Whether you believe it was real, whether you believe it was, staged, a lot of conversations have come up out of this. And from the protect black women vibe. I listened to a live from Sister Angela Stanton King a few days ago, and I actually did hop on a panel very briefly with her, and she was saying that this energy needs to, needs to catch on, so to speak, and we need to protect black women, and I'm definitely for protecting. I definitely promote that vibe, promote that principle. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it gets, the nuance. It needs to be, broken down a little bit, because, one black man can't protect all black women. And I can't protect women I don't know. So, when it comes to my circle, I always talk about what I prescribe, because there are other ways to protect women, besides just going into physical combat. That should be the last resort. If life or limb is on the line, then you have to do what you have to do. But that seems to be the only thing that we think of is, the black man throwing his cape on and springing into action to save the black woman on some Superman, Lois Lane type of vibe. But like I said, that should be the last resort. We think about protecting our women. We think about creating a safe environment, in the home and in the community, so that they can, exist in peace, providing the things that they, need by way of food, clothing, and shelter, proper instruction. And a lot of, black women don't like to hear that, come out of a black man's mouth. Words like instruction, guidance, guidelines, boundaries, discipline. All of these things are needed in any household, and that's from every member of the household. So if a man is providing instruction, of course he is expected to, be following that instruction himself. So, nevertheless, what is this? Yeah, how you doing, Miss Winnie? Let me just checking into the chat. So we got 3 in the box right now. How y'all doing? Welcome to Dirty Laundry Media. And again, this is really off the cuff. I've been meaning to go live a lot earlier over the last few days, but life happens, and it's giving me some time to even think about the issue that I initially, if you look in the description, wanted to address. Just to look at it a little deeper and from a couple of different angles. And like I say, whether the slap was real, whether the slap was fake, a lot of conversations have started. You know what I'm saying? So while to me it was a timely distraction for more pertinent issues that Black people need to be focusing on, nevertheless, here we are. So I just wanted to hop in with my take, because I related it to a situation where if it's real or if it's fake, if the role that Chris Rock played was played by a white man, if it was real, would Will Smith have reacted in that fashion? Would he have rushed the stage and laid a smack on a white comedian, Russell Brand, somebody that's a little edgy, and who might take a shot, at your wife while she's sitting right next to you? I don't know, but I doubt that very seriously. When it comes to confronting our white counterparts, we rarely approach them as aggressively. In most situations, we tread lightly, fearful of the consequences, because we know the power dynamic. So let's keep it a buck. I definitely don't feel as if, Chris Rock was a white comedian. If this was real, which I don't believe it was, that Will Smith would have approached him in that violent manner, in that context, where he had to get up out his seat, storm 30 feet across the stage to deliver a smack. Damn. And we shouldn't be modeling that kind of example for our young men, for our boys, for our sons, nephews, or whatever the case may be, because for one, if we teaching them that violence is something that that we go to and we pull out the toolbox first and foremost, then we know what's going to end up happening more times than not. And our boys already have a target on their backs, and we don't want to put them in any situations where they have to deal unnecessarily with law enforcement, the justice system, or whatever the case may be, because we know the outcome. So we have to teach our boys to think, first and foremost, think their way out of situations, use your brain, use your vocabulary, think, use your logic. So, while it might, feel good in the moment, and it might, make you look good to your lady, to your friends, or whatever the case may be, if you prevail, but you got to think about the consequences, if you don't prevail, so you got to pick your battles. There was a situation that happened a couple years ago, and it was down in Florida, and it was, I think a brother had went into the store with his son. Son was about 3 years old, and I think his old lady was in the car, and they parked in the handicap zone, and there was some white guy who routinely patrolled the parking lot for people who were violating the parking policy, and he pretty much accosted this young lady while she was in the car. When the young man came out, He saw him standing over the car, seen, the confrontation with his old lady. He rushed over to the man and he pushed the man down. Now, the man, didn't put hands on the lady, if I could recall. He was just pretty much, berating her or letting her know she needed to move. And I think she was, like, get out of my face or whatever the case may be. So they were having a verbal disagreement. And he sprung into action. And his first reaction was to push the man down onto the ground. And as the man fell down onto the ground and popped back up, he pulled out a gun, shot the man maybe once or twice, and he killed him. And right in front of his 3-year-old son, the man, I think he ran back in the store, bled out, and he died. And that was because he chose, violence as the first reaction. He didn't step in and, try to create space and ask what was going on. He immediately sprung, put hands on the man, and pushed him down to the ground. Now, whether, I think the man was eventually charged. I'm not sure how the case was disposed of. You guys can Google that. But nonetheless, whether the man was justified or not, in shooting him, he's dead. He's dead and gone. And I've seen too many situations where, men have got in between situations between a man and a woman, and either not knowing the whole circumstance or knowing the circumstance and just, putting themselves in harm's way and, ended up bad. You know what I'm saying? They ended up losing their lives. You know what I'm saying? So, greetings, brother Jonah. What's this? Ricky Gervais told all the Hollywood elites to F off during the Golden Globe monologue, and everyone was angry, but no one dared try to harm him. He called them pedos and human traffickers on live TV. So, yeah, the truth hurts, huh? But of course, Ricky Gervais has the complexion for the protection, so nothing's going to happen to him. He'll get a slap on the wrist. And he'll be back to the next gig and, without losing a step. So, yeah, that's about the size of it. But yeah, like I say, all I look around on YouTube and see is black on, I see black on black violence. I don't see a lot of black upliftment. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to be modeling. We're already on the bottom and we're steady on the bottom, slapping each other around when we need to be lifting each other up. I'm not saying that we need to be out here lifting up everybody, but the people around you, the people in your community, we need to be sticking together. We need to be trying to build. We need to be trying to build. And that comes first and foremost. We got to have, respectful dialogue, when the time comes, you know what I'm saying? We out here just, chatty pattying it up, gossiping, partying and getting drunk and, trying to sleep with, this one's, old lady or this one's old man. And we're not out here doing anything constructive. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no respect for ourselves. I think that's just a lack of respect for self, for others, and for our community, what we need to do. A lot of us have just thrown our hands up and gone with this individualistic, me mentality. But where's it gotten us? And I know I probably picked the wrong time to go live. I see Kwame's on live. But I said, the hell with it. I'm going to go ahead and get it in. And actually, address his situation as well. I'm out dry him up. And I know, Jonah, you follow Kwame Brown as well. it's like, boy, the brother can't catch a break. He can't take a piss in the woods on his own property without somebody, jumping out with a flashlight on live. You know what I'm saying? It just makes no sense to me. You know, these clout thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I tell you, clout is a hell of a drug, man. They say cocaine, Rick James said cocaine was a hell of a drug. No, man, clout is a hell of a drug. You know, because all I see, you know what I'm saying, is people chasing clout and willing to do any and everything for a little bit of clout. And, you know, to me, your reward is not going to be a lasting, sustainable reward, you know, and it's not, to me, it's not enough to stoop to these levels. You know what I'm saying? For me to stoop down to some of these levels, boy, it had to be a whole lot of money on the line. I'm telling y'all niggas sell out, you know, on the cheap, man. I'm like, damn, bro, for some YouTube views, this shit that serious? And it might be, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. My channel's not monetized. I do this shit because I like to do it. Yeah, I would like to get monetized, but, you know, YouTube, you know, they do what they do. You know what I'm saying? They say all you have to do is have a certain amount of subscribers and a certain amount of watch hours and no strikes. And then once you apply, they say, oh, well, you know, you have reused content. And I'm, you know, I called all my videos, and I know I'm going off topic, but goddamn, I called all my videos where it was just me posting stuff, because I started posting years ago before I even thought about, you know, creating a branded YouTube channel. I just used to post videos, stuff that I liked, stuff that I wanted to refer back to, or whatever the case may be, or share. So, you know, went back and called all my videos from over the last, you know, 10 or so years. And, you know, what we have that remains is the videos from the last few years that I do provide commentary, what I do actually edit together. I have a few documentaries on there that I've done, short documentaries, think pieces, essays. I have a Medium channel, some of the articles and essays that I wrote. And I think you can find that you might be able to find that in my about section, the link to my Medium channel. If you like to read, I don't know, you know, people don't like to read anymore these days, but anyway, yeah, like I say, looking at the brother Kwame Brown, I was like, you know, see him making moves and making connections. And it seems like every time he makes a connection or you know, something, it's just like, you know, these people turn on you for $1. And I don't know. You know, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. What you said, Jonah? Certain skin folk in Congress use CRT to justify pedo behavior, screaming systemic racism only when it came to the record of that Supreme Court judge nominee, talking about Ketanji. And I was looking at some of her stuff, and it appears that she was, you know, the cases that they highlighted where it involved the P words, she went very lightly on them. And I do have a video, I just never posted it, where she gave her reasoning why, you know, she went and gave them light sentences, you know what I'm saying? Some heinous crimes. That's why I say all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And people like Ketanji Brown, you know, she's been groomed, you know what I mean? And people just look at it. You know, I had a friend of mine bigging her up on her Instagram page, and I just was like, yo, like, I had to hit on her DMs, like, you really think, you know, she's the best pick for our situation? Like, she gonna be there for us? You know, she really was like, well, this is her time. And I'm like, it might be her time, you know, but what is it gonna get us? Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. I had the video and some graphics, but I just never posted them. Yeah, Jonah. Very P friendly. Very P friendly. You know, what's going on? You know, it's obvious, you know, the whole Disney. Now Disney wants to do away, you know, with genders, and all their Disney characters. I'm just like, what the hell, man? But Disney, this is probably where it's all, started from, to be honest. So, naturally they're going to take the lead and things like that. What else? But yeah, Ketanji Brown, these people are groomed. And my friend was like, oh, it's her time. And I'm like, it might be her time. Apparently, for all intents and purposes, it was Joe Biden's time. But what has that gotten us? Apparently, it was Kamala Harris's time. It's whoever's time these people say it is. The government picks winners and losers. You know what I'm saying? And, I got to shout out Yvette Carnell because she gave me that one. The government picks winners and losers. The government's put people in position, take people out of position. The government elevates one group, pushes one group aside. The government is the puppet master, the one and the only. Government, mind control. And they make you like it. You know what I'm saying? They make you go along with the BS. So, when I see people like Ketanji Brown, I'm like, you're not going to get my support. You probably will get in, or I don't know what the case may be, but I'm not going to tip my hat to you, man. I'm not going to second that motion at all. You know what I'm saying? Because we know why you're getting put there. We see your record, and we pretty much know the role that you're going to play. You're an activist judge. They asked you if you could define what a woman is. You said you didn't know. All you had to do was point to yourself and say, I'm a woman. Or do you know? So yeah, we know the this is the setup for the setback. You know what I'm saying? For us, we know who you're going to elevate. We see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Some of these picks, these transgenders and, leadership. And, we pretty much know the agendas, what I'm saying, that they're going to push. So I just wish that, some people, what they're going to do. What I'm saying? If you see a transgender get in office, they're going to advocate for their group. You know what I'm saying? These Latinos, you see a Latino get in office, they're going to advocate for their group. LGBTQ, they get in, they're going to advocate for their group. But Black people get in and they don't advocate for their group. You know what I'm saying? Black people get in and advocate for every other group. That's just another example of, respect me like you respect them white boys. And nobody does. Nobody respects us, not even our own kind. But we respect every other group. We'll tread lightly, show every courtesy to every other group. Let them come to the barbecue, get the big piece of chicken. You feel me? And, if somebody Black try to grab that last piece of chicken, well, we'll pop their head off. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Oh, yeah. She got a, yeah. Then we got the situation going on in, what is this, Mason, Tennessee, where, the state comptroller is doing a hostile takeover. Mason, Tennessee is a majority Black city, a majority Black town. They're about to come up. Ford is building an electric car and battery plant, which is probably up and running within the next year to two. So developments are coming. Money is coming to town because I think Mason is a stone's throw away from where they're going to be building that Ford electric truck plant over in Mason. And here them white boys come, to break us down before we could come up. Another example, what I'm saying, this is a modern day Black Wall Street. They just not coming in with they're just not coming in with the physical attacks. This is political violence, economic violence. We face violence in all stripes, every turn, on every level. So, all areas of people activity, like saying shout out to the master Neely Fuller Jr., Google him. But yeah, they dominate all areas of people activity. It's not one aspect of life that's not dominated by, racism, white supremacy. And most of y'all scared of them white boys, and y'all won't say nothing to them. But y'all go at the black man. Y'all go at somebody that look like you all day. You know, I can't really respect that. I can't respect that at all. I can't respect it. You ain't got no smoke for the people you're supposed to have smoke for. Y'all ain't got smoke for these politicians. You're not for real. You know, I'm looking at this, you know, some of these brothers spend all, if some spend all day going at one man on YouTube. And I'm like, yo, these brothers, you know, they have either a lot of energy, time on their hands, or both. And I'm like, boy, you know, if they was doing, you know, something constructive, you know, it'd be no end to what we could accomplish with people with the tenacity some of these YouTubers have at personally attacking, you know, other people for no damn reason other than some clout and some likes and clicks and shit like that. I'm just like, God damn. You know, it's almost running me off of YouTube. I need to clear my cache, or I need to do something and just get a whole new algorithm set to come through on my YouTube recommendations, because it's crazy right now. Because man, your boy ain't lying. It's Kwame too. I'm seeing channels I've never seen before. Never seen. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I look around. I'm like, yeah, these brothers was really eating off this man. You know, I made a few videos, you know what I'm saying, with Kwame Brown early on. But I provided commentary. I didn't just snatch his video and throw it up on my page. I could have. But, you know, I try to provide commentary, analysis, or reaction, or whatever you want to call it. You know, add my 2 cents to it. Let me reset this camera. Yeah. And you know, my joints ain't monetized, so I ain't making no bread. And I see all these jokers. I'm like, how they, you know, not get hit? Oh, you can't monetize because you use reused content without adding significant value. And I'm like, well, most of the videos I have added some commentary to. I have edited, you know, some of these joints and, you know, fluff them up. But that's not the majority of my content where I snatch, you know, Kwame's video. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you know, most of my stories come from the news and current events and politics and shit that's going on, you know what I'm saying, in real life. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily with this YouTube shit. That's not what I'm really here for. You know what I'm saying? Gravitated towards the brother Kwame Brown because, you know what I'm saying, I'm for the underdog, always have been, because I'm one. You know what I'm saying? I was never a Michael Jordan fan. You know what I'm saying? I lived and died with my Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't jump ship. I don't ride with somebody just because they ship is or their star is rising or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe. If I feel your energy and that energy mess with mine, you know what I'm saying? I fucks with you. You know what I'm saying? Whether a little or a lot, or whether from afar or up close. You know what I'm saying? The case may, you know, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the energy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, nah, I ain't never been one to just fuck with somebody because they on top. You know what I'm saying? That's the quintessential definition of a D-rider. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not how I'm built. You know what I'm saying? I was just never a part of me. You know what I'm saying? I separate myself. You know what I'm saying? Before I be perceived as something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just not what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, you know, you can't hold a man, you know, up so high. You know what I'm saying? Whereas once you see that this nigga this nigga actually would take a, you know, fart or some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm being funny. But once you see a motherfucker's human, you know what I'm saying? I know motherfucker human off rip. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't seen it all. You know what I'm saying? And I don't been there as a young man where I hold somebody in such high regard when I see that he's a fucking man and frail and fragile and prone to fuck up some shit. You know what I'm saying? I let that shit throw me off course. You know what I'm saying? But as a young person, you know, you live and you learn. You know, you learn not to hold people in that high regard, like, because people are gonna let you down every time. You know, that's just a situation. People are gonna let you down. Expect it. You know what I'm saying? Have that expectation so the blow would be softened. You know, simple and plain, you know, and I hate to be a pessimist, but shit, it is what it is. You know, life is what it is, and I think we all know at this point. So, no shade to anybody. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody chiming in. Yeah, they hate on my content, fam. Like, you know, I get a lot, and I appreciate, you know, when I get a comment and somebody tell me that they appreciate my shit, bro, like, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not, once you watch a 10-minute video or 12 or 20-minute video, especially where, you know, where I really had to write that joint out and do some research, find the proper graphics so I could tell the story. You know what I'm saying? That shit takes hours, man. It really does. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm sort of a perfectionist. So, you know, I'll go back and I'll be like, no. And I'll sit on it for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a labor of love. You know what I'm saying? So I've just always been a creative person. You know what I'm saying? Love writing. You know what I'm saying? Love to tell a story. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to, you know, adapt that gift to YouTube. Like I say, for years I had YouTube and never thought about making a branded channel until a few years ago. You know, when I wanted to, you know, speak my truth, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, my political views, first and foremost, is what brought me to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? When I started listening to Breaking Brown, Yvette Carnell, talking about the reparations movement, right, you know, on the tail end of, you know, the abject failure of the Barack Obama administration. You know, I gravitated to her because she was feeling how I was feeling about Obama around the same time. You know, she was early with it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I found that a space to, you know, build on that type of energy. And they started talking about the reparations. And I was like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially after Barack, we need this check. That gave us this fake black president, and he didn't do shit for us, did shit for every other groups. And to this day, Negroes are still making excuses, talking about, oh, he had so much opposition. Man, he had a pen where he could have executive ordered any fucking thing he wanted to do. And Barack Obama, any president, is not just one man. He have a whole administration. Well, I don't know how many departments: Department of Education, Department of Agriculture, Department of the Interior. Man, he got departments after departments for every level, you know, that needs to be addressed as far as, you know, the government in society. I don't want to hear that shit. Oh, he had opposition. Every time they, you know, I could play the clip now and they asked Barack Obama, you know, well, what are you going to do? You know, these black people out here hurting. And they saying they want some money. And no, Emmett, that's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. But everybody else getting tangibles. You know what I'm saying? You know, I had to tell Obama, man, respect me like you respect them white boys. That's what we should have told Obama. Respect me like you respect them Native Americans. Respect me like you respect the LGBTQ. Respect me like you respect those so-called dreamers, them DACA immigrants who you've allowed to stay in the country illegally. So, you know, respect me, man, like you respect every other group. You know what I'm saying? And we ran out for this man to the tune of 94%. Come on, man. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. And we hate to admit when we got fooled, man, as black people. We hate to admit that, yo, they got one over. We got to admit it, man. We got to admit it, man. You know, we hate, you know, we can't save face because everybody knows. Everybody on the outside looks in. You know, we got white folk. You know, what's Jimmy Walker's wife name? The white lady, Ann Coulter. You know, who black people love to hate on, but she be dropping that truth. You know, especially when it comes to this black-white dynamic and who's old in this country. You know, I've heard her pretty much say it forthrightly, you know, that, you know, the descendants of chattel slavery are old and dead. Not all these other groups. They're not old shit. They came here voluntarily, knowing what it was. So if you came here voluntarily and some bullshit happened to you, take that shit up. But don't attach yours to my shit. You know what I'm saying? If your great grandpa, you know what I'm saying, wasn't in danger of getting lynched in this motherfucker, don't attach your joint demise. That's what was happening out here in California with this AB, I don't know if it's AB 121, whatever the case, 321, this reparations bill in California. You know what I'm saying? Where you had an element of the commission that was comprised of NARC and Cobra, who wanted to include all Black people in America who experienced any kind of racism, be they the descendants or be they immigrants. They wanted to basically create a policy that put everybody underneath one blanket, whereas the descendant group was advocating for reparations based on lineage, which was all in all fairness. That's what we're fighting for. Now, if there's another fight to be fought for those who immigrated here and have suffered underneath, the form of systemic oppression, then that's a claim, but that's a separate claim. But they've gotten so comfortable with just attaching themselves onto our shit and just blending in for benefits when it suits them. You know what I'm saying? That, we have to draw a line and we have to delineate ourselves. We have to, differentiate ourselves because we're actually a unique species of people, created under a brutal system, of racism, white supremacy, chattel slavery, where, terror and torture was pretty much, an everyday aspect of our lives, to the point where doctors and biologists say that, that these traumas that were experienced by our ancestors are actually passed down, genetically through the cell structure, and that we actually carry, some of these, the vestiges of some of these traumas, that we may feel some of these traumas, not knowing where they emanate from, but they actually become sort of like instinct, where we kind of know the danger that may be presented to us in certain situations, especially dealing with these white people for so long. And we know them so well. And that's also something that makes somebody hate you when you know them, when they know you, and they know you know them. And you know that they know that you know them. They don't want to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they'd rather amalgamate us into another group and dismiss us, and say, hey, you guys, you're good now. You're free to run, you're free to go, you're free to do whatever you want to do. What more do you want? No, we want to be paid. We want you to respect us like you respect those white boys. What's good, Terrence? Terrence says, just goes to show presidents are figureheads with limited control versus the House representatives. Trust nobody. And I agree. And I agree to an extent, because they do have executive powers. They have the power of the pen. They can write an executive order. When Biden came into office, he signed so many executive orders, he didn't even know what he was signing. He said as much. They had a stack of executive orders for this man, a few inches thick, and he just signed off on them. So there are things they can do. And if they feel, if they can't do something, if there's actually something that's outside of their powers, they can set the narrative. They can speak something into existence. They can direct Congress on what they want to sign. They can say, hey, we need this poverty bill. Hey, we need this George Floyd bill. I need that on my desk. I need to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? So he can set the tone. And nowhere along the way did Obama actually set any type of tone that made it palatable for the general masses to get behind any programs or any tangibles to be directed our way. When they asked Barack Obama about reparations, what did he say? He said, no, it's not practical, or if they gave us reparations, then other groups would be mad. This is what this so-called smart man told us, because, you know, obviously he knows that we'll go for anything. So this man told us that he couldn't give us our cut because other groups who got nothing to do with it would be mad. So that's like if I'm involved in a car crash, in a you know, armored truck hit me in the rear end me, and you were on the sidewalk and you witnessed it, but nothing happened to you. You happened upon the scene after the accident happened. You might have got caught in some traffic. So let's say I got smacked by, you know, what Tracy Morgan got hit by a Walmart truck. Walmart truck smacks me, damn near kills me and my family. Okay, you roll up on the scene, you get caught in some traffic, so you're slightly inconvenienced. I'm damn near dead. So yeah, I have a justice claim on Walmart because they actually did damage to me. I sue Walmart, I get a check, and you get mad because you got stuck in traffic. That's the perfect analogy of what Barack Obama told us why we couldn't get our checks. He didn't say we didn't deserve them. He said if we got them, other groups would be angry. And that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit, guys. Yeah, he has the power of the pen to push the envelope. Now, somebody might come behind him in the next administration and undo what he did. But, you know, I would still have to give you credit for doing something, you know, and at least setting the tone and saying, look, while I was here, I made sure this shit was in place. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, you know, the next administration, you know, but that'll be incentive to keep you in power or your party in power. You know what I'm saying? Right after Obama left office, you know, Donald Trump got in. You know what I'm saying? And not that that was a bad thing. Not that that was a bad thing at all. You know what I'm saying? I was so done with the Democratic Party, and there was just no way I was going to vote for Hillary Clinton. There was just no way. There's no way. There's no fucking way. Ain't no way, guys. Ain't no way. Yeah, man. So we like the fucking Rodney Dangerfield of this shit. We the Rodney Dangerfield of society. You know, we gets no respect from anybody. It's just depressing. But yeah, guys, I'm not going to stay on here too much longer. I just wanted to tap in and tell these motherfuckers they gonna respect me, man, like they respect these white boys, man. Like, I'm not going for no disrespect, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I hate to say I feel like that sometimes, but I be feeling like that. Like, yo, it's time is up, man. You know what I'm saying? Time is up for the bullshit, yo. Niggas been going through this shit for too long, man. You gonna respect me like you respect them white boys, man. You gonna stay the fuck out of my way. Period. Point blank. That's just how I feel. You know, these niggas take this internet shit for a joke. You know, it's all a joke until it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's all good till it ain't. You know what I'm saying? I love to see a motherfucker face, boy. When their time is up. Oh, hold up. Yeah, yo. Yeah, man. So I don't know what we're gonna do, man. I'm sitting back waiting, wondering for what trick they're gonna pull on us next, and we gonna fall for it, man. I just be sitting back like they're gonna pull some bullshit trick. They're gonna put some Negroes on TV to give it the thumbs up, and niggas on the street gonna be like, "Yeah, see, man, we told you, we told you." I was listening to TD Hip Hop Media early today. You know what I'm saying? Tony Delarmy, shout out to his channel. That brother's a Haitian brother. You know what I'm saying? He ride hard. He ride harder than, you know what I'm saying, most, brothers from the soil. I gonna say, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I got to give him credit. You know what I mean? And speaking of immigrant allies, there was a brother named Jovan. Can't remember his name off top. But he was actually on the commission, the Reparations Commission in California, Jamaican descent. And they say he held it down. You know, they say that brother made sure that lineage was first and foremost the determining factor as for who gets what. You know what I'm saying? And how much. So, yeah, this ain't no hit, you know what I'm saying, on immigrants as a whole, because, some of our fiercest allies are actually immigrants. There are some of those who, in that number, who speak against us and who speak against our claims. For those that do, I salute you. You know what I'm saying? If y'all watching this video, or if you come across this video, if you're an immigrant from the diaspora and you support our reparations claims, and if you stand behind us in that regard, then I have to take my hat off to you. You're a person of principle and integrity, and I have to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's listening, you're an immigrant ally for real, definitely salute you. I have immigrants in my background. And that's the crazy thing about it. I found this out recently, doing some research on familysearch.org. Remember that if you want to trace your family tree, familysearch.org is a free website. And I actually found out that my maternal great-grandfather immigrated to the United States from St. Croix in the 1880s, 1890s. My grandfather, my mom's dad, was born here in New York. He was born in New York City, where I was born and raised in Brooklyn. But yeah, so, I have immigrant lineage in my background. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is here from the soil. I trace my earliest ancestor back to 1818, a place called Monmouth County, New Jersey. If anybody's familiar with the East Coast and Monmouth County, 1818. Slavery was outlawed in New Jersey in 1808. I found my next eldest relative in a place called, this was in Virginia. Can't remember the name of the locale off the top of my head. It was Augusta County in Virginia, 1829. And we know what was going on in 1829 in Virginia. But I found him later on in a census, I believe, maybe around 1850, or he was listed as a mulatto. And then later on, he was listed as, I think, either Negro or colored. I can't remember. But I have the records. You know what I'm saying? And his last name, he shared the last name of an ex-Revolutionary War captain, a brigadier general, Robert Porterfield. My ancestor's name was Israel Porterfield. And in that very same area in the late 1790s, that area was settled by an ex-brigadier general out of the Revolutionary Army named Robert Porterfield. And then, not 30 some odd years later, my relative Israel Porterfield was born in 1829. So still trying to figure out what the circumstances were around his birth. But he was listed as a mulatto. So yeah, interesting. So yeah, when this shit hit the fan, when it comes to fruition, I'm definitely I'm gonna need my check. I mean, we got but yeah, then we got Jim Carrey chiming in on Will Smith. He was disgusted or some shit like that. Joe Rogan chiming in. I didn't even really listen. I think I heard a little bit of Will Smith. Not Will Smith, Jim Carrey. I think he was on Handkerchief Head. Gail, what's her name? Gail King. Yeah, he was on there with Gail King, and you know she was creating a safe environment for this man. Nobody cares what Jim Carrey thinks, man. You know what I'm saying? We can bust this down all on our own, man. You know what I'm saying? The pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the negatives, the positives. We are very, this doesn't affect you, Jim Carrey. So you need to shut the fuck up. This don't affect you, Jim. Doesn't affect you, Joe. When you out here using, you know what I'm saying? Probably, brothers kind of gave you a pass, man, on that N-word debacle a few weeks back. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers, considered it benign. You know what I'm saying? Most people, you know what I'm saying? I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Most brothers didn't go in on you, bro. But here you are 2 weeks later popping out. You ain't got to talk about everything, man, especially if it don't concern you. And, this doesn't concern you. Were you there? You wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And you're not a black person. So you're not going to have to, walk around carrying the stain like all black people. One black person, you know, does something crazy, and it's a reflection on all of us, and that's just how it's set up. You know what I'm saying? When they see craziness on TV, that's all of them. This is what they do. I had a situation where I worked at this company as a telephone service and customer service rep, sales rep, or whatever you want to call it. Large Latino employee population. It wasn't a huge company. You know what I'm saying? Probably the call center floor, probably, 50 or less. You know what I'm saying? Small office. A lot of Latinos, you know what I'm saying, up there in Norcross. Not Norcross, excuse me, Jimmy Carter up there, up that way. So a lot of Latinos in the office, and, one get in and they do their ethnic networking, which is illegal. But one get in, create a foothold, and boom. Before you know it, the whole place is Latino. And then some of the young ones were coming in. I first started, it was a lot of, older, a few older ones, more mature ones, I just want to say. And then a more younger, less mature element came in, and they love to use the N word. And they were like Colombian, from different parts. So they wasn't like Mexican or Mexican. I don't think there were no Mexicans. But like El Salvador, Central American, shit like that. Colombian, South American. So they like to use the N word. They young, they cool. They like to use the N word. Da 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 da. And it got to the point where I had to start saying something to these brothers, like, "Yo, bro, like y'all at work, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how y'all get out on the street, man, but y'all at work." So I stepped to these brothers respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a good rapport. They had invited me out. You know what I'm saying? To a party one eat, club night or whatever they was having. And I was like, fuck it, I'll go. I really didn't, want to be partying all the way at Buford Highway, but I'm like, I'll come out, tap in. You know what I'm saying? They surprised the brother made it. You know what I'm saying? So I came out, tapped in. So I thought we had a good rapport. So I'm stepping to them like, yo, around the workplace, man, like, I wasn't even aware that they used this word like that. And then, new guys come in and they start using it. And then the guys who've been there start using it. I'm like, yo. So the few times that I stepped to them, they said they were going to stop doing it. So I was like, cool. You know what I'm saying? So maybe for a day or two, you wouldn't hear the word. And then hear, 3, 4, whatever the case may be, you hear the word again. So I'm like, yo, I got so fed up. I just went to HR. So I tried to put a note or do it anonymously. They never addressed it. And I know they knew it was me. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I was really like, it was one other brother in there, younger brother. He was a little younger than me. He wasn't gonna make any waves. There was another brother, younger brother. But he was our friend. He was a team lead. He was friends with all of the Latino dudes who was throwing the N-word around. He didn't have a problem with it because I even said to him, like, yo, he like, yeah, he kind of made excuses for them. So I ended up going to HR. And you know, the HR guy, you know, the company was actually owned by some, they were Lebanese. So they're from Lebanon, you know what I'm saying? And which is like Middle Eastern-ish or whatever the case may be, Mediterranean, Middle Eastern. And you know what he said to me when I told him, I said, I have a problem, you know, with these brothers using the N-word at work. You know, it's a professional place. They're using it all on the floor. It used to be in the break room. Now it's all on the car floor. People can hear in the background what's going on. These guys are boisterous, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of create a disruptive environment and kind of hostile environment. And he said, well, isn't that what they say in the videos and the music videos? And, you know, at that point, I pretty much knew it was a rap. That my days was numbered there. I'm like, well, yeah, fam, it's not a music video. You know what I'm saying? It's another case, bro. Like, you're going to have to respect me like you respect them white boys, man. Like, no, we're not doing this, fam. Look, that man dead in his eye like, yo, for real, man. Like, that's very disrespectful. This is not a music video shoot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they say in these music videos, fam. You know what I'm saying? You assuming, you know, I watch music videos. Come on, man. Don't do this. You know what I'm saying? Ended up firing me on some trumped up charges. You know what I'm saying? And nobody black stood with the boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, asking a few people to go to bat for the boy. Nobody want to go to bat. You know what I'm saying? Nobody respect. Nobody, no, the total disrespect, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? To the code or whatever the case may be. You know. But it's been over an hour, guys. Reset my Kizam again. So yeah, I'm about to sign out. But my next live, we're going to delve into this whole protect black women energy that everybody wants to talk about. Because to me, a lot of black women don't want to be protected. You know, they look at being protected as, you know, them being weak, and them having to give up, you know, something of their freedom, of their independence. Like I say, you know, protection comes in many forms. You know what I'm saying? It's not just me ripping my shirt off and jumping on somebody who looked at you wrong or said something to you crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I say, me protecting you is giving you proper instructions for how to carry yourself out here so that you won't become a target. Or in the case that you do become a target, then, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's myriad ways that your man sit out here and tries to protect you. You know what I'm saying? Tries to protect you from yourself, tries to protect you from others, try to take burdens off your back. A lot of women are worried about their, you know, their appearances and, you know, getting glammed up all the time. And a lot of time brothers say, hey, man, I love you just the way you are. You ain't got to worry about that. That's us protecting you, you know what I'm saying, from the bullshit out here telling you have to look a certain way, you have to act a certain way, you have to have certain shit. You know, black men, we do try to protect our women. But I'm going to say a lot of times our women don't want to be protected because they associate that protection with a loss of independence and freedom. And that they're so high on right now. You know what I'm saying? The black women have been made independent. And what does it say? They have been given a certain level of power. They've been centered, you know, in the black community. You know, black girl magic, black women are the backbone of the Democratic Party. So on every level, you know, from, you know, politics, entertainment, education, you know what I'm saying? The black women have been censored. It has been a model of excellence and achievement and whatever, you know, whatever the case may be. Very few times do you see a black man centered, you know, outside of sports, outside of the entertainment realm, in academia, in business, you know what I'm saying? Not to a large degree. All we hear about is how many degrees black women have. And, you know, power to you, you know what I'm saying? Love a black woman with a degree. But, you know, that still shouldn't change the power dynamic. And what it has done, you know, it has changed, you know, certain things that have been done to elevate or center black women have changed the power dynamic. And many women enjoying that shift in power and are loath to give it up. You know, power concedes nothing without the man. So, you know, I'm outlining some strategies, you know, for black men to wrest that power back because we're going to have to, because women are not going to give it up. So y'all want our protection, you're gonna have to get behind us. And that's just how it is. If you're not behind me, I can't protect you. You know what I'm saying? Perfect example. You gotta look at Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard. We're gonna delve into that. But he didn't want to bodyguard Whitney because she was hard-headed. She didn't really want to listen. And it's imperative that if somebody is securing your person, that you listen to their instructions. You know what I'm saying? They have a strategy to keep you safe. You have to adhere to that strategy. You have to adhere to their, whatever their outline is for you to get from point A to point B, to point C, and back safely. Your cooperation is required. Now, a lot of times, Black men again are attempting to protect our women, but they're not receiving our overtures. So we're gonna get into that on the next live, and hopefully I can get some people. I'll drop the link and we can get it popping. So because it should be a lively discussion, we can get some women in the chat, brothers in the chat, and we can set it off. You know what I'm saying? Because it's high time that Black women get held accountable. That's definitely decently in order. But it has to be done. You know what I'm saying? Because I get so much pushback anytime that a brother, tries to hold a Black woman on the carpet. It somehow end up back on our lap. Look, we've been dealt with. We've been examined. Our feet been held to the fire, at every turn. So, if you want to be, in the center, if you want to be that authority figure, if you want all the credit, when shit goes right, when shit go wrong, you gotta take some of the blame. Case in point, if Black women are the backbone of the Democratic Party, if Black women are the backbone of the Democratic Party, then they failed the Black community because they've yet failed to magically produce any tangibles. If they got the inside track to the seat of power, then they should be coming back with tangibles. But that's not the case. So, yeah, at some point in time, they're going to have to hold the L. Because there's plenty to go around. And Black men tired of goddamn holding all these L's. You know what I'm saying? And y'all walks on the way scot-free, only here for the accolades. You know what I'm saying? Only here for the come up. You know what I'm saying? Nah, they're going to respect me like you respect them white boys. So that's going to be the theme. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, shout out to Bus Life, Kwame Brown. And that's about it, guys. I'm going to sign out. Thank you, Jonah, for tapping in. Jonah, chapter 1, verse 9. Terrence Tillman, thank you also for tapping in. And I believe Miss Winnie also tapped in with us tonight. I appreciate you guys as always. So be looking for that next live. You know what I mean? And again, I'll be dropping the link so we can have a balanced discussion where it just won't be me pontificating my ideas and my thoughts. So we'll be able to have a balanced discussion, hopefully. And hopefully we can, come to some type of agreement. I don't know. But hey, we can hash it out. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, it's about over, guys. The boy got to get up and go to work in the morning. But it's your man online, Bill Money, signing off. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the other side.